All right, guys, what's going on? I'm very sorry about the lack of music during the waiting screen there. I had a couple system errors this morning, so I'm not quite connected to the file that has all the music in it. So, you know, I'll do a little do for you, but that's about all I can do. What's up, Matt? What? It's just a YouTube video. You can log on through. All right. All right, guys. Wisdom's going to join. We're going to try something a little different today, just to kind of mix things up. Wisdom's going to join me in a minute, and we're going to do like a little Mike versus Wiz NFL pick sort of thing. And Wiz is going to end up owing me a cup of coffee next week. That's what this is going to be. Just something to mix it up. I'm always talking weather. Let's talk about something a little different other than weather for once. So that'll just be a little fun, just a little something. First, I'll let you know about your weather a little bit, and then we'll talk long-range stuff. Whenever Wiz gets here, I'll do him real quick, and then we'll talk long-range stuff coming up, because a couple of things. I went back and read some comments about the winter weather outlook, and I'll try and answer one of the big questions about the QBO. If you're a weather weenie, you know what that is. If not, I'll try and explain it a little bit without getting too complicated, and we'll talk about what effect that could have on winter, and we're kind of seeing it have an effect on the pattern coming up next week. More on that in just a few minutes. First, let me get you over. Let's go back to a live look outside. I mean, there it is. Dealing with a lot of rain around the region at this hour, and you can see it on the camera there. First off, Steve was harping on not enough fall colors. I was driving around this weekend in Maryland, D.C. I thought we had plenty of fall colors out there. It was rather beautiful, in my opinion. This is the best time of year, or this week is the best time of year to see the colors here locally. Once we get into the cold at the end of the week, and with the winds blowing on Friday, we could see some leaves start getting stripped off the trees. So color's going to be fading. I think 1 to 2 more weeks here of color that we get to enjoy, and then color's going to be fading kind of quick as leaves are going to be falling off the trees. All right, let's go with the storm tracker radar. I will show you exactly. This is live. This is what's happening. Well, if you watch this YouTube video later, it's not live, but at 11:15 a.m., this is a live look at the radar here in the D.C. region. We're dealing with rain showers coming across D.C., Baltimore, some heavy patches of rain up through Howard County, out through Loudoun. I mean, everybody. So yesterday, some people got off not having to deal with any rain at all. Today, not the case. Looks like just about everybody's seeing some showers come across, and we could have several waves of this rain come through, as we have a storm system just off to our south that's kind of kicking things up and developing and riding along the front that passed through yesterday afternoon. That took us from our pleasant day at 70 degrees and really dropped temperatures last night. We woke up in the 40s here yesterday morning in Washington, D.C. So, again, rain's going to be with us for the bulk of the evening. Worst of it, probably next couple of hours here, and then it will taper off to more light rain and drizzle as we get towards the evening. We're hoping that the worst gets out of here by the evening commute, and it looks like right now that may be the case, but we'll keep an eye on it. Again, there could be some redevelopment a little bit later on in the day here, and we could see a little more of it as we go into the evening hours. All right, moving on. We'll talk about more weather until Wisdom Martin joins me here in a little bit, and then we'll have a little bit of fun with the NFL. He's been wanting to do this pick thing forever, and we've just gotten a little bit too busy to be able to do it. All right, looking at the satellite picture, lots of cloudiness out there. Obviously, here on the East Coast, you can see we're dealing with, we're not just us in D.C., we're stuck in the clouds all the way across. We do have high pressure off to the north, but the way the ridge is kind of set up, we're pulling in a pretty strong northeasterly flow of the mid-levels, and still some warmth around from yesterday, even though it's cooler outside. So that kind of combination of things, we have clouds, and we have clouds running the frontal boundary, and we have clouds with the rain, of course. And that's what you're seeing all along the East Coast here where my mouse is. Now, if we look out to sea here, that little spin there is, believe it or not, a tropical storm. Yes, it's still hurricane season. Good news is it's staying far away from all land. That is Tropical Storm Rina, storm named storm number 17. Winds of 40 miles an hour right now. Don't worry, it's not going to affect really anybody. I guess maybe if you're visiting Iceland here by the next weekend, you could see some effects from whatever's left over of it. But it's expected to become post-tropical by, that's what the white means. It's expected to lose its tropical characteristics by the time we get to Thursday afternoon, and then by Friday, it's just kind of a storm system leaving. Again, you can see right by the X, that little dot of yellow. That's the tropical storm force winds extent. So not the worst storm in the world, that's for sure, and the good news is it's staying far away. So just wanted to let you know it's there. Here's your local satellite. We're stuck in the muck here, no doubt about that. I'll play it through. Just look at all the clouds coming across, and you can see some higher tops to some of those clouds across West Virginia. It just rained, guys. It's thick, nasty rain out there, that's for sure. You saw it in the live shot. And unfortunately, that is going to be sticking with us for about the next 24 to 30 hours or so. I do think we'll get in, and you can almost kind of see. I know the satellite picture's limited, but you're getting some clearing up towards the Great Lakes here. That's a separate area of high pressure that's going to slowly slide its way down in our direction, but that's going to take more than a day to get here. So I think we're thinning things out as we head through your day on Wednesday if you're local here in D.C., but it'll be a slow clear tomorrow. Here's the big radar picture. You can see all the rain, and I just clicked something, so hopefully it doesn't load. You can see all the rain here, and let me see if I can scoot it over. I'm going to have to shorten things. There we go. So you see all the rain coming across the mountains there. There are the higher tops with the clouds that we were looking at associated with some of the heavier bands of rain going up through Garrett County, Maryland, up through the mountains of West Virginia. Central Virginia not looking too bad. I'm sure they're cloudy, they're showery, but not seeing the heavy stuff. That's going to be here, D.C., and it looks like mostly north of D.C. is where the worst of it will be. Generally speaking, not a huge rain event. 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch D.C. south, and 1/2 an inch to maybe an inch, but probably more like 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch off to the north of D.C. here. And they're actually snowing, even though it appears as rain on this radar, they're actually getting some snow through the mountains of Pennsylvania with cold air settling in. And then you can really kind of see it pretty clearly, the back edge, where the drier air is slowly sinking its way southward. If you're an early riser here in D.C., we could still have some drizzle around early tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow afternoon, I think everybody's dry, and it's a slow clear on the clouds. Forecast pattern, here's the European model. There's today's system going through. It does try and kind of re-strengthen a little bit tonight, so we'll watch for maybe a rebanding of some heavy rain as we head into the evening hours. But nothing we can't deal with. And again, we do need the rain. If it's going to rain at all, it might as well rain a lot, right? And let's get rid of our rainfall deficit. Heading into the day on Wednesday, we'll get some cold air wrapping around behind the storm, along with high pressure sinking south. Again, it'll be a slow clear tomorrow on Wednesday. Thursday starts chilly and dry, and then things start to change for the weekend. We're kind of dancing this system here on Thursday. I'm debating how many clouds to pull into the forecast. You have some warmth right there, your boundary's kind of right there, and you have some unsettled weather. You have a northeast flow here. So watching for the cloud risks on Thursday, but I think Thursday's all right here in the D.C. region because I think high pressure is going to win out and the drier air is going to win out as it usually does. But I guess worth a watch. Well, I'm watching for clouds. Sometimes that's what we weather people do. The biggest concern we have is clouds. Moving on into the end of the week, we turn sunny and bright, but it doesn't come with the most pleasant weather in the world if you're not a cold weather fan. Friday's going to be breezy. We're probably going to hit a high pretty early, like after midnight. Then we'll fall through the early morning hours. We'll briefly bubble up, not to the high, but you know we'll go from like upper 30s, lower 40s up to like 45, maybe 40, 44 or so. And then we're going to come tumbling down Friday night. Friday night's going to be brutal here. Maybe a little bit of wind, the worst of the winds early. Maybe still some breezes around if you're heading out on Friday night. Winter clothes, dress warm. It's going to be cold. Temperatures in the suburbs falling into the 20s, not too far as you get into the late evening hours and early morning hours of Saturday. Saturday has the potential to be the coldest November day here in D.C. in 3 years. I believe since 2014. We had a very cold string of days in late November in 2014. I believe we even had some snow flurries. If I'm trying to remember Thanksgiving, I swear around Thanksgiving that year we had some snow flurries around the region. Didn't drop any measurable snow. And I'll reiterate, I've said this before, haven't had any measurable snow in D.C. in November since 1996. Don't see that that little streak ending anytime soon. But it certainly would have been cold enough to snow if we had any moisture, given the cold air mass that's coming down as we head into Saturday. Sunday problem becomes that we get that area high pressure, and let me mark it for you just so you can see it and make sure everything stays on the screen here. You got an area high pressure here. That's the big Arctic high that's going to keep us cold on Saturday, but it's moving north and it's moving east. That's going to pull in a northeast wind. The water, compared to the air temp, the water temps are going to be warm. So you got air blowing over warm water and then running in the cold air. That's a recipe for a lot of clouds across the, that was ugly. That's a recipe for a lot of clouds in this region. And I am worried about a little drizzle. It's not showing up right now in the models, and we don't have it in the forecast. I'm just going cloudy for now. But it's a concern of mine is that maybe by Sunday we have to add drizzle into the forecast. And it does look like we have at least a chance for some showers on Monday if you like the European. GFS says no. And I'm going to be honest, for the first time in a while, I'm not 110% confident in the European on what it's showing here, because it's showing you kind of got a stalled out frontal boundary, but it's trying to develop an area low pressure kind of off the coast there. Right there, you can see it where my mouse is. It's trying to develop that low, and let me clear this off. And that's what's kind of feeding the moisture into our region. If this doesn't develop, and if it's a little bit of a false alarm, then we're going to be dry and we'll be okay, which is what the GFS shows. Usually I'm a European guy. Until I see more consistency on that little system, I'm not going to buy it just yet. So I'll go kind of partly cloudy. And with that, let me bring up our 7-day forecast, because I've just gone out through the next 7 days, and show it to you. There you go. That's our Fox 5 AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Obviously, afternoon rain. We're seeing that today. High temp, if we didn't hit it already and it's raining, we're not going to hit it. I'll check observations here in a second. We'll see what we got. But generally speaking, it's going to be a rather dreary dreary. I got to pronounce that correctly. A dreary. Sometimes I have trouble with certain words. That's certainly one of them. It's not going to be the nicest rest of the day. We'll put it that way. All right, moving on here. Let's see, tomorrow 51, certainly starting cloudy and drizzly. As mentioned before, I think we'll clear it out. And Saturday, potential once again, coldest in 3 years, coldest November day in 3 years here for Veterans Day, Saturday. Salute your veterans, that's for sure. Heading into Sunday, 1 o'clock, Minnesota Vikings in town. It's going to be chilly, 49 degrees. I'm just going cloudy for now. Maybe we have to watch out for drizzle. More updates on that as we get closer to the weekend. Drizzle, it's difficult to forecast drizzle 6 days out. So give me a little time. We'll kind of hammer down the details there on what's going to happen. All right, Wisdom's still not here yet, so I'm going to keep on going. Let's rock on out to, I'll mention that map I just showed in just a second here. Talk about this cold coming. So here's the pattern. We're going up above our heads now. We're looking at 500 millibar pattern. Again, I've mentioned this all the time, but just in case anybody's kind of anybody's kind of tuning in new. We forecast, oh, there's your man. All right, we'll put this on pause, because this I want to get to. I'm looking forward to this. Grab that mic right there.
Where?
It's right around the corner.
You mean this thing over here?
Yeah, you got it.
This better not take long.
No, this is going to be quick, man. I don't want to waste your time. All right.
You know what? This is the first time I've been over here in the control center.
Is it?
Yeah, first time I've been in the control center.
How's it feel?
Feels like I'm in the Starship Enterprise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
this is a big deal over here.
Welcome, Wisdom Martin, the sports ranting expert, to the...
I don't know if I'm a sports ranting expert. I don't know if I'm an expert on anything.
You know what? I'm the one who grants the titles here.
Right. Oh, okay. So, excuse me. Excuse me.
Only in this little zone,
right.
And only for 30 minutes between 11 and 11.
And here's the thing. You may be right. I may be an expert, because whatever I say, do the opposite, and you'll be fine.
Well, that's good for picks.
There you go. Speaking of which...
Now, we gotta have a little fun with this.
Okay. All right.
Because...
Here we go.
We got to bet something.
Okay.
What's it going to be?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, a Chick-fil-A meal.
All right, one Chick-fil-A. Oh,
combo number one.
A full meal.
Combo number one. Oh, I did go out there, didn't I? That's like more than $5.
That's a lot of money, man.
That's a lot of money. Maybe we need to dial that back. Yeah. Maybe, okay, let's dial. No, actually, you know what? That's how confident I am. Let's just go ahead and do it.
All right.
Combo number one.
All right, so here's what we're doing.
All right.
We're picking NFL picks. Just simple win-losses? Do we have to give scores?
Let's just do simple. Let's just
simple
straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
Yes, straight to the point.
Wins and losses.
All right, we ready?
Hold on.
I'm ready.
Let's put it up.
Born ready.
Just
By the way, I saw that football game while you're getting ready.
Yeah.
Redskins did beat Seattle last week, and a win is a win is a win. So there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not hating on the Redskins, but I'm just trying to tell you, that kicker that Seattle has,
oh God,
he's got to go.
Blair,
the Blair Witch Project.
Blair Wah?
Yeah,
the Blair Witch.
Because he's awful. I mean, there's no way you can miss 3 field goals in the first freaking half.
I checked. I've been checking Twitter to see if like they got rid of him or anything.
He's probably still there because they don't need you to react like I do.
Right.
But I wouldn't even let him back on the bus.
I mean, because he was in Minnesota I think, before, and I thought he choked on.
He
wasn't
did.
it you that was telling me he choked in the playoffs?
Yeah, he choked in the playoffs, and that's
he's
how
got
Seattle
a history
advanced.
of choking.
He's got a history of choking.
The Redskins played all right.
The Redskins did play good. I'm not taking it. I'm just that's just what I remember is this dude kicking so bad, missing 3 chip shot field goals.
9 points.
9 points, which was the difference in the game.
And you're right. Except I think 1 was above 40 yards, but the rest were chip shots.
Yeah, and then it was so bad. The rest of them went in at halftime. Did you see him out there kicking while the people in the background doing the halftime show? That's when you know that your job.
And did
is
you
on
see
the line.
every time they got anywhere close, they were just like 2 or we're going for it.
Yeah,
they
you'd be
lost
better off just throwing the ball up in the air.
Complete, which they did at the end of the game.
Yeah, and then Jimmy Graham still didn't catch it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So
it's over and done.
It's over and done.
Some water under the bridge.
Good win for the Burgundy and Gold. That's all that matters. All right. So are we ready here? Let's get it on.
All right,
I feel like we need some music.
Well, see, I lost connection to the music. We had music, but it's tough to explain. But the drives aren't lining up at the moment.
None of them?
You'll get nothing. See,
okay.
it's not moving.
Okay, all right.
Oh, are you gonna provide?
Yeah, well, maybe. Let's go ahead. Let's get this on.
All right, let's get it on. All right, so Thursday, 8:25.
Do we have these in order? Oh, we got them in order.
Yeah, we got them in order.
So okay, go ahead.
Seahawks and Cardinals.
All right. So look, after that mess that happened on Sunday, if you're a Seattle fan, after that mess that happened on Sunday, and given the fact that Arizona's playing with a backup quarterback, I don't even Drew Stanton, whatever, dude.
But whoa, AP man rushed for almost 150 yards last week.
Whatever. I would put 12 guys on the line and dare Drew Stanton to beat me. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. So, having said all that,
Seattle it is.
Go Hawks. Go Hawks.
I took Seattle as well.
So there you go.
They're not going to beat them. I don't. Even though it's in Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona's a fraud. They've always been a fraud. Right. Sorry, Arizona people, if you're out there in the DMV. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. Not my problem.
Nobody's watching from there.
Nobody's watching from there.
All right. Packers and Bears.
Oh, that's That's a tough one. Wait a minute.
1 o'clock. Packers and Bears.
Wait a minute. What's wrong with my phone? I think it's this area over here. I can't get my phone to work. Packers.
Wait.
Is that what you have?
They shut it down here, so you have to work.
So here's it.
That's what I have next.
Is that what it is?
NFL.com.
All right. So look, Packers and Bears. Here's what I got. Green Bay has Brett Hundley starting at quarterback. I don't know did the Bears still have Mitch Trubisky starting at quarterback?
I don't even know.
It doesn't matter who's starting at quarterback for either one of these teams. So you might as well flip a coin since it's in Chicago.
Oh, daggone it.
I'm going to go with the Bears.
See, I thought we might. I'm going to put a little star in it because I might take the Packers if we have the same picks. But right now, I just for proof, I took the Bears.
You did take the Bears?
I took the Bears.
Oh, I can switch.
Just because it's at home.
I'm not
yeah, but
loyal.
I kind of agree with you. It's like a coin flip.
Yeah.
Both teams are really bad.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Poor Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Oh well.
All right. So look.
All right, next. Browns and Lions. Do we even need to spend any time on this?
We don't need to spend any time on this.
Lions it is.
Lions it is. Keep it moving.
All right, Steelers and Colts. Steelers at Colts. That's semi-interesting.
Normally, this would be somewhat interesting of a pick, but why waste time on this? Jacoby Brissett is basically a rookie quarterback. I know this is his second year. He just got to the team during the preseason. I mean, the Colts are the Colts. Steelers.
And as a Steelers fan, the Steelers are winning the Super Bowl.
Well,
so Steelers.
Let's not get carried away. Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Black and yellow. So
and here you go. Now I got some music. You know what this is? Cry Me a River.
Now, do we have the copyright? And there goes the fun.
Next pick.
By the way, we can't use any of these names because of copyright either. So
gotcha.
We just have to say the little lightning bolt against the angry lion.
Okay. All right.
Or the angry jaguar.
Oh, we can name the city. We can say the city's name.
No, we're fine. Chargers and Jags. That's what I got next.
All right. So look, based on the color scheme in this one, all right, the darker colors and the green combination for Jacksonville over that. All right, let's just go with Jacksonville on that. Yeah. I don't know where I was going.
Chargers stink. Phillip Rivers can't throw the ball to anyone on his team.
No.
He likes throwing the ball to the other team.
Did you see him last week? Or was that last week or week before last where at the end of the game they needed a Hail Mary and he threw it right to the defenders? I don't know why the Chargers are wasting time with this dude.
What's up, Molly?
I don't know. Molly, what's up?
We're doing picks.
Yeah. Anyway, let's not waste any more time on that.
Yeah, no, that's
Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
Moving on.
There was a time where he was actually pretty good.
Yeah, when was that?
Like when I was in high school.
Oh, okay, all right. That's a long time ago. All right, next. Let's go.
Not that long ago.
All right, what's next?
All right, Saints and Bills.
All right, wait a minute. Let me find that on my paper. Oh, then I got to flip it over. Okay, Saints and Bills. Let me see. Carry the one. Wait,
so far we've matched up on every one. I'm a little disappointed.
Let's see, carry the one. Where am I saying? Oh, there they go. All right. So, Drew Brees is really hot right now. All right. The Bills are good. They are coming off a horrible week last week where they should have won the game, but they didn't. All right, because they fumbled the ball against was it the Jets? I think it was the Jets from last week. Having said all that, they're in Buffalo. It's not cold enough yet, so that gives Buffalo no advantage. Saints.
Ooh, except this weekend in Buffalo, it's going to be like 30 degrees, potential for a little bit of light snow on the ground.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
is this going to be our first descent right now?
The Bills' defense has the number one defense against the pass at home.
Ooh.
So I'm going to go for the Bills.
Okay.
I originally was thinking Saints, but I changed my mind.
Wake up the ghost of George Rogers.
Right.
Because they're going up there, they're getting a win in Buffalo.
Oh, good luck in that cold weather. You know, they don't do that in New Orleans.
Oh, well, that's true.
All right.
Maybe they'll take a hurricane with them, one of those hurricane drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Jets and the god-awful Bucks, because they have
Here's
been
the deal.
horrendous. They haven't scored a touchdown in 2 weeks.
Here's the deal. Jameis Winston now is out indefinitely with a shoulder injury.
Indefinitely.
Yeah, indefinitely. I don't know who the quarterback is, the backup quarterback is for Tampa. And you know what? It doesn't matter who the backup quarterback is for Tampa because I'm going to go with the sorry Jets.
Oh, really?
They're sorry, too.
Can I say they have not been as sorry as they started the season?
As they started the season, as first predicted. Yeah, that's true.
I think the skid ends. They're at the Bucks. I have them.
Yeah. You got the Jets, too?
I think that, no, okay. I have.
Oh, you got the Bucks?
I got the Bucks.
Really, with a backup quarterback?
Even with a backup. I think eventually they're just going to start throwing jump balls to Mike Evans, and he's going to catch one or two.
Oh, but I think he got suspended, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he did for pushing that guy in the back of the head. You need to check that.
Yeah,
I believe he got suspended.
He's on my fantasy team.
Well, you better put him on the bench because I think Mike Evans got suspended.
Well, that's not good because I don't have anybody to fill in for him because it's Alex Smith's on a bye week.
Uh-oh, you better pick up somebody.
I'm in trouble.
You better pick up somebody. All right, next, moving on.
All right, wait. Hold on. Okay,
sure.
I'll put a little star next to that one.
Yeah, let's go on to the next pick.
No, you know what? I'll stick with it. Buccaneers pull off a miracle.
Okay, let's see.
Against the Jets. That's a miracle.
Yeah.
2 playoff-bound teams for sure.
Okay,
All right, I got the big game of the week round here.
Okay.
Vikings at the Redskins.
Easy, burgundy and gold all the way.
Really?
No question.
No question.
Minnesota is a fraud. Minnesota is a complete fraud of a football team. And here's the deal. I was told, and I don't know if this is true or not, that Teddy Bridgewater, who had that horrific knee injury last year in the preseason, will be coming back this week. He may be the starter for this team. Now, he's been out for a year and then some change. So if he starts this game, that makes it easier on them because he's going to be rusty. This is football. This ain't basketball where you just come out and just start shooting jumpers.
Preach.
All right. So he's going to be rusty if he's playing. And if he's not playing, the quarterback, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Because the burgundy and gold is going to win.
They looked good last week, but you know what? I'm going to be my weatherman self.
Okay.
Originally I had Redskins, but I changed it to Vikings before you came over.
Okay.
It's going to be chilly on Sunday here. It's going to be like 48 degrees.
Yeah. Home field advantage.
Home field advantage, cloudy, but
you know Minnesota plays in a dome. They're soft, right?
Yeah, but remember the dome came. Remember that year where the dome
bursted
bursted and
all
the
those
snow
guys
came
are gone.
through?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, all those guys are gone. I my gut tells me Vikings.
Okay, all right, fine.
Rudolph, the tight end. Washington's bad against the tight end. Rudolph's one of the better ones.
All right, okay.
I think he has a touchdown.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying that because he's on my fantasy.
Okay, who's next? Who's next?
All right, Bengals at Titans.
Okay, carry the 1, divide by 2, percentage of it. Bengals.
Oh.
Bengals. There's no way that the Titans are going to keep winning all these games.
Really?
Marcus Mariota, he's a rising star, if you will, in the NFL.
He's been a rising star for 2 years.
Exactly. So that's why
his stock tends to. He's bad at the beginning of the season. He peaks in the middle, and then he tends to go down.
Right.
We're still in the middle. I'm going Titans.
Okay. All right. I know the Bengals are bad, and I know Andy Dalton's a fraud. I seem to be. That's a theme that what I'm doing here.
Right.
Seems like there are a lot of frauds in the NFL, but I'm going to stick with the Bengals.
All right.
I'm going to stick with the Bengals over the Titans.
So far we do have some differences. I'm taking the Bills. You're taking the Saints.
All right. Okay.
You're taking the Jets. You're taking the Redskins.
Oh.
And you're taking the Bengals.
And by the way, my crack research staff of my phone tells me that Mike Evans is suspended for this week.
Daggone it.
Because of that fight.
Well, I was surprised he wasn't kicked out of that game because, man.
And how about this, by the way? So Mike Evans gets suspended for hitting that guy in the back of the head and knocking him down during the whole sideline skirmish. Google it if you haven't seen it. But A.J. Green and the guy for Jacksonville got in a fist fight on the field. A.J. Green slammed him down and punched through several punches, and neither one of those guys got suspended. Neither one of them.
Wait.
Yeah, they didn't get suspended.
Well, that's suspicious.
Yeah, it's very suspicious.
Because
I would say so.
I thought the AJ Green fight was worse than the Mike.
It absolutely was.
Mike Evans flew out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and absolutely
hit the dude in the back.
guy.
Yeah, but AJ Green choked the dude like it was a WWF.
Yeah.
And then jumped on top of him and
him.
started punching him in the face.
Yeah.
Even though he had his helmet on.
Not suspended at all.
Not suspended.
Was it like a first defense?
I have no idea, but you should be
have to read up on
suspended.
that. I think that's.
It's insane.
Mike Evans.
It's insane.
I'm like rather upset about that.
All right.
Okay.
Next. All right.
What do we got?
What do we got next?
I got Texans at the Rams.
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 Easy.
Yeah,
We don't even need to wait. Without Deshaun Watson, season's over for the Texans.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
Matt McGloin and
Rams are hot right now.
Yeah, the Rams are hot right now.
Rams have been hot. Highest scoring offense in the NFL.
Now, make no mistake about it, I don't believe in them either. So you may be thinking to
Neither
yourself,
do I. And
Wisdom, who do you believe in?
No.
Very good question.
Just wisdom.
The Golden State Warriors.
No more LeBron, huh?
No more LeBron. Can't do it by himself.
I looked at the Rams' schedule. Their strength of schedule is awful. Like
they're going to
putting up
cruise?
big numbers, but they're playing like
You know what
they play the Jets twice. And
you know what that means? When they get to the playoffs, they're going to get smoked.
Oh yeah,
they're going to get smoked.
round one.
Yeah, round one. Okay, next. What we got next?
By the Steelers.
Yeah.
All right. Cowboys at the Falcons.
All right. This is an interesting pick because Falcons went to the Super Bowl last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Dallas still trying to figure out if Ezekiel Elliott is going to play. He's in court battles every week, trying to, figure out if he can stay on the field or not. I'm going with Dallas.
I'm going with Dallas.
Even without Ezekiel Elliott, I think Dallas can beat the Falcons. Again, sound like what do you say? Rinse, wash, and repeat when you do your forecast?
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. That's what I feel about the Falcons. It's the same old
Broken
sorry
record.
Atlanta Falcons. Yeah. Sorry, I know there's a lot of Atlanta people up here.
I'm not sorry at all. They've looked bad the last couple. And I got Matt Ryan as my quarterback, too.
Oh, really? You can't put him on the bench?
I took the count. No, Alex Smith's off this week.
Oh, okay. All right.
Can't put him on the bench.
He might light him up, but they're not going. I don't think they're going to win. Okay, next.
Here's a fun one.
Okay. Probably
Will
not.
I think they're 0-9 49ers get their first win of the year against the Giants.
When you look at the numbers and you look at all the stats and just how bad both of these teams have played and where the game is being played and the weather conditions and who the court, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. All right. 49ers are going to get their first win this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because here's why. The 49ers are a bad football team, but the Giants are an even worse football team, and they quit.
Yeah.
Last week I saw them against the Rams on 3rd and 24. The guy scored a touchdown on 3rd and 24, and the Giants were just running behind him. They had the press conference, and they're asking the coach questions, and he's got no answers. They quit on him. So the season's done for the Giants. Right. They're done.
And there's the locker rooms all disgruntled. They want Eli to quit.
Right. And by the way, Eli should be gone.
He should be.
He should be gone
it's about
already.
Time to retire.
It's time for them to move on. They got no receivers. I don't know who their running backs are.
Right.
Yeah, move on.
You need the next best thing in New York.
And the coach better be watching out for his job as well. They need to overhaul the whole thing. So I got the 49ers getting their first win.
I have that game ending in a 0-0 tie.
Really?
No. 49ers get the win.
Oh, okay.
I agree. Their winless streak comes to an end.
Okay.
All right, Pats and Broncos.
Let's not waste any time.
In Mile High.
I don't care if they were playing in Jackson, Mississippi, New England Patriots. Move on to the next one.
Done. And not just because our boss is a Patriots fan.
Yeah. Go Tom Brady.
Go Tom Brady. Wave the Patriot flag. All right. Denver hasn't looked very good lately.
Yeah, they're terrible. So, they're the same way as the Giants. They're imploding, and they have no answers. They don't have a quarterback. Kerry Simeon, Brock Osweiler, Paxton Lynch.
They don't even know who their quarterback is.
They don't even know who the quarterback is. They got nothing.
Fins and Panthers. Cam Newton coming off big win.
And Miami's a fraud.
Miami is a fraud.
Although Carolina's schizophrenic, so you just never know which way they're going to go. But just because they're playing in Carolina against Miami, I'm going to go Carolina.
All right.
I'm going to go Carolina.
I'm going to go Carolina, too.
Okay.
So we have 4 games to decide the Chick-fil-A. I'll call them the Chick-fil-A games.
Okay, the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Okay.
The Chick-fil-A Bowl is Saints and Bills. I went Bills, you went Saints.
Yep.
Bucks and Jets. I went Bucks, you went Jets. Yep. Redskins, Vikings. I took the Vikings, you took the Skins. I'm not feeling so confident about that one.
Okay.
Anymore. And then Bengals and Titans. I took the Titans. You went with the Bengals.
Okay. Okay.
Having a lot of faith in Howie Morris's Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, I was just trying to be a contrarian. What was the other one you said you had that I?
So it's Saints and Bills.
You had the Bucks.
Jets and Bucks.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to be the difference makers.
Chick-fil-A Bowl.
All right. Okay. So
tie goes to the younger.
Yeah. Okay. The better looking. Still the younger.
Right. Still the younger.
Okay. All right. I'm done over here.
All right, man. Next week we'll see who wins, and we'll go. We'll grab a GoPro and go live.
Right. And we should bring it over here and eat it over here when we get ready to do the winner should come over here and share the spoils and eat it in front of the other person while we do the next picks for the next week. We need to get that music squared away. We got to get some rights to some
I'll
music
have the
over
music
here.
squared
I kind
away.
of threw my whole thing
I
off
know, it throws
without
off
my
the
music. And so that's kind of the reason. If I don't win this week, it's going to be the music's fault. I'm going to blame it on the music.
We're blaming the well then.
Blame it on the music.
If you don't win this week, I'm going to keep music off
Oh,
all the
jeez.
way through.
Oh, jeez. By the way, did you know that they're opening up a nude restaurant in Paris?
When are we visiting?
And on that note,
See you at 425.
see you at 425.
All right, Wiz. Thanks so much. Now it's broken.
I hope I had the microphone on the whole time.
Yeah, it was on.
Oh, okay.
It was
Wait a minute. Why is it? Okay.
It's still on.
All right.
All right, Wiz.
See ya.
All right, guys. That's the one and only Wisdom Martin. We'll do that once a week as long as conditions here permit. Just to have a little fun with it. All right, guys. Let's get back real quick. I'll wrap up this weather chat. Let's see where I was. So I was talking about the cold. So back off the NFL. We'll see who wins Chick-fil-A next week. Ooh, love a good bet. This is exactly what we've been talking about the past several weeks. Nice Bering Sea ridge. You have a storm coming up into the Arctic region that's going to displace it a little bit. And sometimes that's all it takes. You're kind of nudging. Watch these heights right here in Alaska. Let me sketch that on. Watch right where this box is, that area of red. Watch it push its way eastward just a tad. When that happens, you're displacing cold air. You're taking what cold air is up here, you're displacing it southward. Look, as we get into Thursday and Friday, see the blues. Well, I know it's hard to see on this because everything's grouped up, all the data's grouped up there, but a lot of blues across the East Coast. That's your big cold air outbreak Friday into Saturday. And then the pattern sort of, you get the storm that goes north, it kind of balls up, it goes north into Greenland. That'll grab a little bit of ocean warmth and drag it up there, and you'll see the blocking pattern start to kick in just a minute here. Next week looks more, especially early next week, on the cooler and cloudier side of things. Little bit of weakness. First off, this is not a strong cold air transport pattern. You've got the basically what called negative PNA. It just has to do with the blocking patterns in the western United States and the Pacific Ocean up into Canada there. You've got negative height anomalies. Let's see. You got negative heights there. That's the blue. You got positive here. You got positive up here. That's a negative PNA pattern. But it's not an overall warm pattern either. You got high pressure there. Winds go clockwise around high pressure, even the upper highs. You're still getting a little bit of northwest flow out of there. Not strong, but enough to keep us on the cool side of things and to keep us from bubbling up back to the 80s. If you like the warm temperatures in November, you want to see this high pressure feature here, and I keep messing that up. You want to see this high be more positioned around the Florida area, and you want a nice big high there. That'll warm us up. That'll get your warmth coming from the south and from the west there. That's more of a dry northwest flow direction for us with that high there. But without a strong ridge building across the west coast, without these warm orange and yellow heights getting up into the Canada region, you're not getting a whole lot of strong cold air transport. You can see how it's reflected here in the 2 meters. We're going through Wednesday. We're heading through Thursday. Again, not warm here, but you can also see the boundary. Again, kind of right there between the warm and cold. That's why we're going to have clouds and the chance for some showers. We head into Thursday, Friday. You see the big ball of purple and you see the big ball of blue coming down. There we go, slamming in the United States here. And we're going to be dealing with a lot more. And let me expand this out just in case. There we go. Got to get Storm Vista since I use their model service. Got to give them a little bit of love here. Showing all the purples, all the whites. That's temperatures 10 to 20 degrees below normal as we head into Friday and Saturday. So absolutely freezing. Going to feel like winter here for a couple days. And then as we head into next week, again, it moderates a little bit. It feels a little bit more fallish as opposed to winterish, but temperatures still generally below normal. Even as we head out beyond, now we're getting into the 11 to 15 day. Maybe we're looking at a warm up towards the following weekend. We'll watch it. Could we get the 60s back? Absolutely. I mentioned before, I thought this was going to be up and down, and I think that we're still in for ups and downs, and cold air kind of reloading off to the off to the north and to the west here. Look at all that cold air kind of building there. That's where you want to see it build. You want to see it build in that region and then come down. That gives us some of the coldest air masses of winter. This is North American snowfall coverage. Look at the difference here. So this is your 10-year normal in the red here I'm highlighting. Your current snow extent in North America, look how far up it is. You're almost at 13 million square miles, I believe, or you're almost to 14 million square miles, which is well above the normal for this time of year. Closest year, they've only been tracking snowfall since about 1999. Closest year to this is about 2003. That's that dark blue line right there that almost overlaps it. Winter of 2003, and winter of 2003 looked like this. And let me pull it up. That's what the winter ended up being like. Lots of warmth up here, lots of cold down here. Was a neutral to weak El Nino year. It was a neutral year, but had some warm tropical waters. So I don't like it as the best analog in the world, but just saying, hey, last time we had this much snow across North America this early, and we do have a lot of it. Here's your the current expanse. Everybody you see here in blue has above normal snow for this time of year. So lots of it across the mountain northwest, lots of it across the upper plains, even towards Minneapolis, maybe some snow on the ground just north and west of town there. Do want to quickly mention this, and I'm running out of time because I'm supposed to be in a meeting any second now. QBO is something that a lot of forecasters have asked me about for the winter. I like it. I use it a little bit. But some of my favorite years weren't big QBO. It all has to do with what winds are doing in the stratosphere way above the tropics. So stratosphere way above our head, whether or not winds are going in a westerly or easterly direction. They've been westerly for the past several years, for the past 2 in fact, but they've switched easterly this year, and that usually promotes, kind of see it right there, usually promotes cooler air getting into the eastern coast of the United States. Not last time we were in a weak La Nina negative QBO year was 2005, 2006. You see it right there, negative 29, negative 25. This is more for the weather nerds out there. I mean, it's going to go way over the average viewer's head, and I have to rush because I have to be somewhere in just a second here. But last time it was that far negative, that strong, was 5-6. The winter of 5-6 was actually warm. So especially with La Nina years, I went back, I looked, I found 2 warm cases, 05, 06 being one of them, and 3 cold cases for East Coast winters. None of them were great snowfall years here, either way. Even the coldest cases, I think, all had below 10 inches of snow. So just something to watch for potentially colder risks there as we head into winter with the QBO being like it is. It is well correlated to this block up here across Greenland. That's right there. Negative QBO usually means negative NAO, or it has been correlated to it, which means colder air getting east, but it does not mean necessarily more snow. All right, that's all I got. I got to go. I got a meeting. So I will update you guys more tomorrow. We'll go through all this fun stuff and bring you the latest. Until then, enjoy the soaking wet day we have here in D.C. One more kind of look as we fade away. We'll go to live radar out there. There's the rain. Stuck in pretty good here in D.C. It's going to be a rough ride home for people. So plan on some extra time on the roads this evening as you head home from work and head home from school. All right, guys, that's all I have. Take care. Have a great afternoon.